One of the most important decisions you have as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, is how much you have to charge for your products and services. So pricing, it's a very important question because it defines how you do your marketing. Done properly, pricing can be a marketing strategy. So today I'm going to give you not one, not two, not three, 5 strategies on how you should price your products and services, so you know exactly how you should price whatever you're going to offer. So when you're charging too low, you get a lot of customers, but you're not making enough profits, so you're just wasting a lot of your time. But when you charge too high, you're not getting enough customers, so it's very difficult for you to grow. So there's a very fine line for how much you should charge for versus how much profits you get, right? So pricing strategy number 1 is price to your competition. What you're trying to do here is you're trying to see what your competition is charging. So maybe they charge $100, you charge $100. They charge $200, you charge $200. They bump up their price, you bump up your price. They lower their price, you lower their price. See, the problem with this, and yeah, a lot of people even they take their top 3 competitors and take the average price. So for someone charges $150, $120, $130, you go for $135 or $130, right? So you just add them up and divide it. That's a lot of people do that. But the problem with this one is you are trying to copy others. You don't have your own estimated value. You're trying to follow up with others, and they bump up their price, you bump up your price, right? But what you want to do is you want to be the leader. You want to dictate how much you want to charge, and others should be following it, right? And another problem with this is if you're competing based on price, it's not sustainable. Because if, for example, you're competing based on price, like you're the cheapest, for example, and let's say there's a lot of people charging, but you are the cheapest, so everyone comes to you. But if someone he tries to sell your product for a loss because he wants to get you out of your competition, he has the ability to sustain himself for about a year, and he thinks if I sell my products for a loss for about 6 months or 1 year, I know I'll get you out of the competition, so I'll do that. There's nothing you can do that time, right? So it's very difficult to sustain yourself with this price. Pricing strategy number 2, and that is price to the package. What you're trying to, and I like this a lot because it makes the offer very irresistible. For example, if you buy a lot of things and it'll cost you $10,000, you can buy the package with all of it for $5,000, right? So it makes it very irresistible for your clients. So I like this a lot, and I use it a lot for myself because, for example, let me give you an example. You get a lot of people who say, I build websites for you for $100 an hour, and you ask them how much time would you take to make my website. I don't know, maybe 100 hours, so that's like 10K. Versus, what if you go for this packaging? You say, I give you 10 landing pages, 20 email follow-ups to convert them, and maybe a webinar to get a lot of engagement, and I create your home page, about page. I also create a blog for you, an automated blog for you. All of that, it'll normally cost you $30,000, just saying. I'm giving it to you for 15K. Which one do you think is more irresistible? That's why that's why I like going for packaging. So you package your products, and you just give them more value within that package. They buy the entire package, they get a lot of value in it. So it creates that irresistibility. So that's pricing strategy number 2. Pricing strategy number 3, and that is price to positioning. What you're trying to do here is you're trying to increase the demand for you, increase the demand for your products or services, and reduce the supply for it. So you see, there's a lot of people who do sales and get a lot of sales in their business, but they don't know how to position themselves. And because of that, they go with the low profit, low end products, and they never get to the high-end client acquisition, right? And because of that, you never get to be perceived as the expert in your field. So people just come and they don't even have any experience, and because they're really good at what they do, they just instantly position themselves as expert in their field. Dan Lok, he charges $10,000 for an hour of consulting. Tony Robbins, he charges $1 million for consulting. Now you might ask, who would pay that much for consulting? People are paying that much because he's perceived as the expert, the go-to person, right? So if you want to learn more about how you can position yourself as the expert in your field instantly, and how you can charge high-end prices for your products and services, then I'll put a link somewhere on this video or maybe in the description below, and it's going to be about how you can instantly position yourself as the expert in your field, and how you can add an extra 6 to 7 figures to your business by acquiring high-end clients. So pricing strategy number 4, and that is price to value. I love this type of pricing because I buy the same way. So what this is about is because you provide results for your clients. Let's say Dan Lok charges $10,000, which is a lot of money for consulting per hour. But Dan Lok charges $10,000, but when you consult with him, you get the strategies to make $50,000, $100,000. You see the value there? So if you're not you think about something like this. You go to a web developer and he says, I charge $100 per hour, and it's gonna take me 100 hours to build your website. Versus, if you're gonna go by value, you can say, I'll create you your website, and I'm sure it's gonna make you $100,000. So I want a 10% commission for your results, right? So does he really mind paying the $10,000 now? So even assuming you're gonna make $1 million out of that website, I want a 10% commission or 5% commission. Does it really matter how much? Versus in the 100 hours of work, you don't know what the result is gonna be. You don't know if it's gonna make you a single dollar. You don't know if it's gonna ruin your brand, right? So that's why pricing by value is a much better way, and it'll attract more qualified clients. It doesn't matter how little effort you put, it just matters about how much results you bring, right? So that's pricing strategy number 4, and pricing by value.